Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. It's Thandi Gama here. If it's your first time on my channel, thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope you stay and hit that subscribe button down below if you're part of the TG gang. Welcome back fam. Okay, I know this video has been long awaited. I posted the first part and I promised to respond to you, and I think it's been well over 2 months. I am so sorry. I needed a mental break, but I'm back. So, hey, I'm here and I'm going to be sharing the steps that I followed before quitting my job. I really didn't write down the steps because I kind of remember how I went about it. So, I'm just going to go step by step as I remembered it. So, 3 months into me working, I realized I was not happy. So from then on, I literally, before deciding to quit my job, I spoke to my sister about it and asked her how she kind of felt about the situation. And obviously being her, she told me, what, go for what you want. And I had already been doing content creation way before I started working my 9 to 5. So I wouldn't advise you to quit before you've actually stepped foot into what you want to do and had a feel for it. So if there's something that you want to do, try doing it part-time just so you understand, okay, so this is how this works. Or because you might realize once you start that you're not as fond of it as you thought you would be, and you would have given up your job. So I did not go into content creation for the first time after quitting my job. I had been doing it for a while, and the only issue with me working is that I didn't have as much time to fully dedicate to content creation as I would have liked. And also, I could not always take on campaigns because I had a full-time job, and sometimes the gaps that I had in between didn't allow me to be able to actually create that content. So I was aware of the fact that I had oncoming gigs. So one thing that I had to assess was that, am I getting approached by enough brands to actually quit my job? So I assessed that, and I looked at how much I had made the previous year from creating content. This is me at school before I had started my 9 to 5. Then thereafter, I evaluated my current situation. Okay, what am I not happy about? I just didn't want to leave a job just because I was over it. So one, I wasn't happy about the amount I was making. Two, also I wasn't happy about the amount of work I was doing for the pay that I was getting. And I felt like I was getting paid more of one campaign versus my job in a month. So it didn't make sense to me to stay. So basically the first step is that you want to look at your current situation and where you're trying to go and see if it's worth actually quitting your job. So already in my head, I knew it would be worth it because I would be earning more money, okay? So now the second step was to raise funds. So I knew I was going to be quitting my job, and usually when you quit your job, they do kind of say it can take up to 6 months for you to get up onto your feet. So I had to raise enough money for me to be able to sustain myself. Not luxury living, just be able to pay off the bills that I had to, just sustaining myself. I tried to raise money for up to 8 months. So if I had quit my job, I had to be able to sustain myself for a good 8 months after that, so that I had more than enough time to look for jobs should things not work out. Okay, so if you're planning to quit your job, make sure that you've saved up enough money to take care of yourself. If you are lucky enough to have family and your parents cover your bills during that period, then great on you. But I do know that most parents sort of shy away from content creation, so it's not an easy thing to convince them to sponsor your life while you try to figure yourself out. I then, after starting to raise money, I then decided on my exit date. you want to do that because sometimes you don't want to get too comfortable. It's very easy to tell yourself that you're going to do this and eventually you convince yourself you're not going to do it. So because I made this decision, I told myself I had to exit. So what I did is that this is all happening in the same month. Like after I planned on saving, I literally wrote my resignation letter 3 months into working. So I had it kept on my desktop, and thank goodness nobody ever asked for my laptop, because if it wasn't my laptop, it was the work laptop. Imagine someone opening that and seeing my resignation letter. They'd be like, she's trying to run. She's trying to make a run for it, y'all. So I had that written out, 3 months in, but I had decided, so I can say that was like March, April. I had my resignation written then, but I knew I was only going to leave my job in November because I knew I'd be extremely busy with campaigns in December, and I'd want that time. So, and I'd want that money as well for the new year. So after I had decided on that, I then notified my mom to tell her that I wasn't happy and I was leaving my job, and she was fully supportive. And one other thing, the reason why I had to speak to my sister is that, guys, you have to have someone that is willing to assist you should things go south. So because me and my sister were living together, I had to make her understand that if I am gonna take time and invest my time in this, she would probably need to help me out with certain things every now and then. It wasn't like a permanent thing, but thank goodness I have such an amazing, understanding sister, and she was like, go for it. If things get to the point where I have to cover her bills, then I got you. Thank goodness it didn't get there. Thank goodness I started getting gigs. Like, it wasn't the first 3 months, but it was probably like the 4th month when I thought, damn, I have to go back to my 9 to 5. So yeah, that's pretty much how I went about it. I literally planned everything to the T. I didn't like leave anything just like in the middle of whatever. And something I made sure of is that during that period, I became selfish with my time as well. So on weekends, I fully dedicated my time to content creation so that brands were aware of who I am. So I'd create content on weekends and I'd share it during the week so that people could see me. And also I sort of started taking a lot of brand managers' emails, just so that the minute I left work, I could sort of like let them know that, hi, I've decided to go full time. Should you need me for any type of content, I am available. Because in the past, I had to decline some campaigns because I didn't have the time. So like a month before, I started sending emails and telling people I was available. And I think in the first few months, I kept sending, this is after I quit my job, I kept sending proposals, and those weren't getting, I didn't get many responses to those. But I then started getting approached for a lot of campaigns from the people that I had emailed earlier to say I was now doing this full time. So basically, yeah, guys, no, there is no like straightforward plan, but maybe this can help you. You just need to figure out everything so that you don't leave your job and you get into a phase where you're fully depressed because you don't understand that certain things take long. I had to mentally prepare myself that I would probably not have work in the first few months. That I mentally prepared myself for. Otherwise, I would have looked at myself as a failure for quitting my job and then having nothing. So yeah, basically those are like the full-on steps that I followed. There's nothing special that I did besides just having a full-on plan. So have a full-on plan so you're not caught off guard, and everything should go well for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Till my next video, much love.